What if I told you that deep in the Tuscan hills, on a track where few were watching, Ferrari staged one of the most defining tests of their entire 2025 season, that in that very moment, Lewis Hamilton may have uncovered something that could rewrite not only his future, but the team's very destiny. Mugello wasn't chosen by chance. It's not just a ribbon of asphalt, it's a truth machine. Its relentless sequence of high-speed bends, violent elevation changes, and lateral G-force exposure ruthlessly exposes any aerodynamic weakness. And that's precisely why Ferrari brought the SF-25 there. Hidden beneath the guise of a filming day and tucked inside the FIA's 200 km limit for promotional events, Ferrari ran a high-stakes test masked as routine. But this wasn't routine. This was Ferrari's most radical technical overhaul to date, a re-engineered rear suspension system paired with a newly sculpted floor, designed to calm the SF-25's erratic nature and finally give Hamilton a machine worthy of his name. For months, the car had been a puzzle brilliant in glimpses, but fragile outside a razor-thin performance window. The team knew that unless that window widened, their season would collapse under the combined weight of fan expectations, internal politics, and the haunting dominance of McLaren and Red Bull. At the heart of this redesign was a subtle but seismic shift, a new anchor point on the gearbox, built from ultralight materials, recalibrating how the rear responds during throttle. Application: the idea. Boost anti-squat behavior, stabilize airflow through the diffuser, and reduce the car's hypersensitivity to ride height changes. In essence, make it calmer, more compliant without dulling its edge. Simulations promised up to a tenth per lap, but Mugello was the crucible. If track data didn't match the wind tunnel, the entire architecture would be binned. No debate. And then came Hamilton. Since joining the team, he'd been composed, diplomatic, even distant. But something changed that day. From his first flying lap, he began pushing harder than he had all season, attacking Arrabbiata 1 and 2 with a flow that simply hadn't been there before. When he returned to the garage, the word he used was consistency. A small word in racing, but a massive one for a car that had previously fought him every step of the way. He wasn't just faster, he was smoother, more connected. The telemetry backed it up: higher minimum speeds, sharper exits, reduced tire degradation. And more telling still, as fuel loads dropped and the tires wore, the car's balance held firm. No more yo-yoing between setups, no more mid-run adjustments, just to keep it planted. For the first time, the SF-25 gave back what he needed: predictability. Engineers watched in near disbelief. The plan had been to debut the update at Spa, but Hamilton's feedback and the correlation between simulation and reality might force an early call. And when a 7-time champion tells you he finally trusts the car beneath him, you listen. Still, there are warnings. Mugello isn't Spa. It's not Suzuka. Tire loads, track temps, windows can change everything. Hamilton knows that. But he also knows what it means to feel that rare harmony between man and machine, and that's exactly what happened here. Whether this truly marks the start of a red resurgence or simply another chapter in Broads, Ferrari's long saga of false dawns remains to be seen. But in the silence of that test day, far from the cameras, a new message echoed from Maranello's camp, not in press releases or social media posts, but in lap times, balance sheets, and the eyes of a champion finally starting to believe. This wasn't just an upgrade, it was a warning shot. If this transformation holds, Ferrari may not just be back, they might be ready to strike.